Hello, I'm on mute. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream, or welcome back to the stream if you're new here. My name is Bacon Bears, and this is called That's My Opinion, and I appreciate that you guys are early today. My kids have early dismissal due to parent-teacher conferences today, and above streaming, I am a mom first. So, if they have schedule changes, I have to make schedule changes. So if you guys are here up, good morning, everyone. Hello, up early. I love how early on time Bacon is. Thank you for valuing timeliness. I went to beauty school and they said, if you are on time, you're late. I'm sorry. If you're 5 minutes early, you're on time. And if you're on time, you're late. So that's how I've been since I was 20 years old. Being late gives me anxiety. So I always set my time for, like, let's say today I signed it for 9 o'clock. And, I'm always here early. So hello, Bruce. Hello, 25 minutes early and waits in the car before going in. Listen, I'm always the first to arrive and the last one to leave. Okay. So it is early. I am so sorry. So, a couple of things. Hi, Chelsea. Welcome to your first stream. May Dave be with you and also with you. Good morning, everyone. One of the things that I want to tell you guys is, before we get started on this investigative report, so appropriate. It's a little after 7 a.m. I made it. It's after 7 a.m. Is physically painful for me. Yes. I hate it. So one of the things that I want to talk about before I get into the investigative report is the fact that I listened to the bonus episode on Love Trapped. If you are not listening to Love Trapped, I highly suggest that you do it. It gives you a well-rounded look at this case. And you get to hear from all different angles, all different people, and it's very insightful. It's very it's really good. It's really good. Oh, my dog's outside. I'll have to make sure I listen. I forgot I let her outside. Hi, Jupiter. So one of the things that I want to talk about is the fact that I was listening to the podcast this morning, and I was listening to the bonus episode, and I was listening to Greg. And one of the things that stuck out to me was Jan. And we've talked about how much the family has been in on this, how much they know, what they know. It bothers me as a person and as a mother that Jan has gone to the police now twice to claim that Clayton has raped her daughter, to claim that Greg has assaulted her daughter, to claim that Mike has assaulted her daughter, to claim that Greg Woodnick has planned on, been a part of assaulting her daughter. And as a mother, you never once went outside of Laura to protect your daughter. You have never gone to police. You have never gone to the FBI like you claimed. There's no reports of that. Which then would tell me, right, that would insinuate to me that these are all lies. And I'm starting to really struggle. I thought that maybe it was everybody's placating Laura, and I'm really starting to struggle with Jan. And it's really hard for me not to think that she is also in on the con. And I know I've listened to you guys. I've listened to what you have had to say. And obviously there's a lot of information that you guys have that I don't have. And I'm getting this in real time. And the more I listen to it and the more I dig into it, not either. This is my opinion. You are the world's shittiest mother, because either you're allowing your daughter to get assaulted on multiple cases and you're doing nothing about it, or you're lying alongside your daughter. And either way, as a mother, you are doing your daughter a disservice. And, Laura is front and center of all of this. But to have somebody behind you, pushing you, encouraging you, to just pave your road straight to jail, as a mother myself, I find to be so disturbing and so disgusting. So anyways, those are my thoughts. And that's that on that. So we have a lot of catching up to do as far as the yes. I can't, I got to get through this investigative report or it's going to be, I don't know, 10 different, whatever. I'm just going to keep going. So, yeah, Ron threw Mike under the bus. Listen, I know everybody has their opinions and I'm always going to take everybody's opinions into consideration, but I always try to wait and see and form my own opinions and try to just see how I feel. And I was really stuck on this hill that they are just trying to placate Laura. But the more I hear about Jan, the more we just went through her investigative report in part 3. And the more that I talk about her and the more that I hear about her and the more digging that I do myself, I don't think this is about placating Laura at all. I think this is a partnership made in hell. And it's sad to watch. This is a toxic family, not one toxic girl. I really think there's a possibility that it goes deep in the household and had to do with those dynamics within that house from childhood on. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We don't know from being in, but I could tell you, Jan seems definitely more like an active participant instead of just believing what Laura says. You know, or you would have to convince me that Jan has zero critical thinking skills and just whatever Laura says, she regurgitates. Two things cannot be true at the same time. So, with this particular case, her family is not helping her or holding her accountable. Is not an opinion. It's the evidence that we have. Right. No one is holding her accountable. And that's why she's gotten to where she's gotten. But I just wanted to say that because I was listening to Greg Woodnick this morning, and I was just like, you know what, Jan, fuck off. And there's no part of me that feels sorry for Laura because she's a 35-year-old woman who has a brain of her own. But to be a mother, especially of a daughter, it's so sick. It's so sick. Let's see. She has a very contract-oriented view of intimacy, very transactional. Intimacy with both Jan and Laura in this case seem to be very transactional. Yes. This is what they do. Even the guys who built their stables at their house, they're a family of con artists. I'm still learning about the case. Question. Her whole dark web assault didn't happen, but also she is so committed to her lies. How no court crap about that, or am I missing something? She claims that the FBI was looking into it. Greg Woodnick she claimed that Greg Woodnick had something to do with that. He went to the FBI and was like, I invite you to investigate. And the FBI was like, we have no idea what you're talking about. Also, I just think about this from a lay perspective. How does one contact the FBI? Like, I would never know how to do that. All the trips with Mike, enabling those legal actions with money and emotional support. I've been at the, you know what, Jan, fuck off place for a while. It's something. Anyways, where we left off was that it was the Clayton interview. We've been through the Jan interview. So now we're getting to some text messages. So let's go over to that. So let's see. We got this. We have Laura. Please check your email. I'm pregnant. I went to the doctor today and explained everything in the email that confirms it's yours. As you can see, it wasn't 2 days ago, but it was today, which is funny. I do have to say, had she just said she was pregnant, I think she would have been able to get away with this for much longer. But the fact that she says email that confirms it's yours, even if you were pregnant, you have never confirmed that it's Clayton's. Never. There's an online form. I don't even know if I'd even think to contact the FBI. I wouldn't. The FBI has phone numbers. What? Hi, Ricky. How does the FBI investigate when she gave them no names, hers or the supposed assaulter? That's a great point. She said that she didn't want to give any names because she didn't want him to come after her, right? As a mother, you wouldn't be able to stop me. I would go to the ends of the earth to punish somebody who has hurt my child. There's no way. There's no way Laura and her mom use an online reporting portal so that they can just claim the FBI is looking into it. I'm going to use that. You look in the blue pages of the phone book, look up the phone number on the web, or go to the local federal. I wouldn't even think to do it. Hi, Echo. Sorry. Hi. Is it an 800 number? It was the FBI knew to send the police to do a wellness check. Ugh. Janice had been a part of the evidence, belly rubbing photo, and still claims that nothing entered was false. You can call the FBI and they will talk to you, but calling the FBI and getting to talk to Gillian Anderson now, that's another story. Gillian Anderson. Isn't that Scully? Is that Scully? Oh my God. And then we have this one. Hey, it's Laura Owens from LinkedIn. Oh, this is the first text message about real estate. And then we go here. Laura. Here's LinkedIn. Hi, Laura. I'm all for building connections. Thank you for checking in. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cancel the appointment. What is this? Hi, Sydney. I'm checking in. Unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel the appointment on 10/3 and forego partnership. We are concerned about continuing with this partnership due to the current events that have come to light. And I hope you understand. And we wish Clayton the best. Thank you. Oh, okay. So here's an opportunity that he lost. Very nice. Very nice. Bruce's ruse. I see right through 1-800-CALL-A-FED. May Dave be with us. Yeah, I started early. My kids have early dismissal today, so I can only go until 11:30, and I wanted to get as much done as possible. I wanted to sit down. Look, no makeup. I'm in my comfies, and we're just having a kikis. That's what we do. We have a kikis. I want to have a kiki. Who's your celebrity crush? I want to know. Is it Greg Woodnick? I had a coworker contact the FBI with a list of people to get out to get him. He ended up getting escorted out of the building. Ugh! All very popular podcasts had a direct. Do you have one? I want one. They use automatic generic responses from these departments as proof of their claims being investigated. It's all about creating the paper trail to create. Oh, thank you, RJ. That was his opportunity. Lost dude. Yeah. Oh, here she is. Whatever, man. She's serving body. I'll tell you that. I wish. In another life, before I had my kids. Oh, on Data Scully. In case you should need it, the real number is 800-832-5000. Hi, Helville. Viva the no makeup look. Viva la bare face. I mean, good for her. Maricopa County Attorney's Office. Oh, here we go. Fraudulent schemes and artifices. 13 counts of perjury. I mean, I know it's true, but to see it written down this way is so funny. Oh, it's so funny. I don't have any Adobe skills. Photoshop. 13 counts of perjury. Pop off, queen. All right, what do we have here? I conducted an interview with Greg Gillespie. Oh. The interview was audio recorded and saved to the server. The following is a summary of the interview, although not verbatim. For additional information, please refer to the recording. Greg explained he met Laura Owens when she connected with him on a dating app on June 30th of 2021. A couple days later, they decided to go on a date. Greg described the first date as a fairly normal experience, but did say Laura was pushing to come back to his house. Greg and Laura went on a second date the next day. He said it went well. They went out for a couple hours, and then they went back to his house. Greg and Laura engaged in intercourse while at his house, and he said they used a condom, and Laura told him that she was on birth control. Greg and Laura went out one more time, after which he dropped her off at home. From that time, they communicated over text, emails, except for a meeting on the 4th of July. This is when Greg told Laura that he was not interested in dating her. Laura then started to text Greg excessively during the next 13 days in an attempt to get him to change his mind. You know what I think about? I think about how many men has she gone out with that she's dumped? Because there has to be men in between, right? Because she doesn't seem like the type of person that could be single. It's just a minor perjury. Yay! Hi, Kiki. You know, and what happens to those men when she's like, yeah, I'm done with you? Greg realized he was not dealing with a normal person. Through text message, he told Laura if she kept contacting him, he was going to block her number. This worked for about 24 hours, and Laura started contacting him again. Around the 14th day, Laura sent Greg a picture of a positive pregnancy test. Eventually, she would state that she was having twins. Greg knew it was not possible that Laura was pregnant with his children. He said he used a condom, and when he ejaculated, he pulled the condom off and ejaculated on her back. Greg got up to get a towel for Laura, which he says only took a few seconds. When he returned, she was clean, and she said she already took care of it. He felt this was strange and thought she may have tried to, inseminate herself. Greg said his mind was spinning and he started to look things up, but he felt that it was not possible that she was pregnant. I still want to hear from the guys that said slept with Laura before and after Clayton. Yeah. He dropped her off at her home and said, give me your Wi-Fi password. Yeah, right. I forgot about that. Hi, Yeku. How are you? I'm a few months older than Laura and has me wondering how'd she do on her computer classes. Probably straight A's. The back babies. Yeah, no problem. Everybody catching up. That's fine. I am early. So technically, you're all still early. I put out that the live was going to be at 9 o'clock. I lied. Eventually, the subject of abortion came up, but Laura had some stipulations about it. She would have an abortion if they could date long term and eventually have a child the right way. Laura sent Greg an ultrasound around August 4th of 2021. Greg performed a reverse Google image search and found the original ultrasound. It belongs to somebody who posted it on their blog. Greg also noticed Laura manipulated the ultrasound to say 3 months and 0 days, and the original says 3 months and 2 days. I am here but lurking, no problem. So 2 to 3 methods of birth control. I'm not a techie. How does using Wi-Fi passwords grant the access to laptops? Well, Ms., you wouldn't know that because you're not a master hacker. So, sorry. If you haven't seen it, there's a horror movie called The Inseminator. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying here. Like, Robin is saying she's pretty reckless. I don't know that I'd ever go to a dude's house. Unfortunately, that's the way that we have to live. I don't think that anybody, listen, in a perfect world, a woman could make a decision about her sexual being, whether she wants to do that within hours of meeting somebody or within days, within months of meeting somebody. And that doesn't mean that they should have to fear for their lives. I've had my fair share of one-night stands. That doesn't bother me at all. I've met men and I'm like, we fucking? I don't, it doesn't, that doesn't bother me. I find it very interesting, though, that she claims to have the assault, the dark web, being within inches of her life, and then after that makes decisions to go to men's houses. Because you would think with someone with that much racked up trauma would not put themselves in a position where they were alone with men again. You know what I mean? Greg, a hacker, he isn't a computer guy. Oh no. Hopefully we can help with your stress. Let's have babies the right way. Yeah, what's the right way? Great interviews with Clayton, Omar, and Steve. Looking forward to more. Really loving your coverage. Thank you. Yeah, I think, you know what I told everybody in Discord yesterday is I think I'm going to put these up on Post-its and I'm just going to throw a dart and that's who I'll reach out to next. You might be a dumbass. Right. She made a mistake. She left. I know a guy who ended up married pretty much because of a one-night stand that wouldn't leave. She just stayed and didn't acknowledge, invited her to go. So let me tell you a little ditty about me and my husband. So I knew him for a long time. We had the same friends. And when we went on our first date, we went down to this, like, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a place where there's like a bunch of bars, and then there's, like a comedy club and restaurants. And it's like this little like plaza thing. And so we went and we ate dinner together, and we were just having so much fun. And he was walking me back to my car, and there was this bar up on top, the second tier of the bar. And he was like, hey, you want to go get another drink? Like, do you want to go dance? And I'm like, do I want to dance? The fuck? Yeah. Does a bear shit in the woods? Like, let's go. So we went up to that bar, and we were drinking, and we were dancing or whatever. And, we start getting close, and we start kissing. And I just looked at him, and I go, you should call into work tomorrow, and we should get a hotel room. And he was like, done. And I'm like, good thing I shaved my legs. And then that was it. We slept together, and we've been together for the past 13 years. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm a woman who, I'm not afraid of women doing what they want when they want, as long as they're happy with it and they're cool with it, and not doing it for the wrong reasons. I support sexual freedom, but this day and age, yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I guess that's just something that I don't know. I've done a lot of reckless behavior. So the fact that I've made it out alive. Oh, God. Jan makes my mother look like mother of the century. My awesome wife could take me down. It's not even 7 o'clock in the morning in Scottsdale. Laura would be so mad. So no, the dark web assault, I believe, happened. She says because of the two Gregs, Greg Woodnick and Greg Gillespie, Greg squared. I think she's either super lucky or an excellent reader of people. None of these guys reacted with violence. Honestly, that is the luckiest thing that could have happened to her, because this could have gone so sideways. And the fact that she doesn't see that is crazy to me. Caught up. I'm here lurking. Got to support the Bacon Queen. Hello, Julie. How are you? Can you interview Jan? I'm going to start doing drugs. She says the whole Boken thing happened the day before she got a filing from Woodnick about Greg's case. I had the same thought. Let's see. I did the same and married the wrong guy. Oh, no. But you're a psychic. How did that happen? There are definitely cases of people who have sexual trauma to end up becoming hyper promiscuous as a oh, okay. But I absolutely don't think that's what happened with Laura. I agree. Bruce ruining the intrigue with Ashley. I got introduced to my wife 22 years ago by an ex-girlfriend that gave me a positive recommendation. Hey, look at that. Too many wackos. There are too many wackos. Dating online is a nightmare these days, especially over 35. I have to tell you, my husband's always like, if we ever got divorced, you'd have a boyfriend right away. And I'm like, do you understand how sexy a 1-bedroom apartment where my kids leave with somebody I trust every other weekend sounds? Oh, just a lit candle, vacuum lines in the carpet, sink is clean. Do you hear that? Do you hear it? Silence. You think I would get out of this marriage and go find a new man? Absolutely not. And I like the one I got. You're out of your fucking mind. No way. No way. Ugh. I didn't get noticed till now. Hi, Ville-Marie. What are you talking about? I felt sorry for him, and my nature is healer. Now I have good sense, or at least I think so. Put them walls up, girl. Put them walls up. I want a reading from you, by the way. I would like a reading. However, we have to do that. If I can pay you or if you, whatever you do, I would like a reading. But this isn't the first Greg meeting, so Greg, too, wouldn't have arranged her dark web assault for months. Oh, yeah, I have to remember to let Jeff. I don't hear her. She can open the door, so I don't hear the door. I strive to help them grow into aware, empowered, and pay it forward women. That's the job. That's literally the job. That's what I'm trying to do. 10 out of 10 recommend single just in case. Sounds like a cricket infestation. They are my friends, Echoes. I was legitimately intact by an online guy. Also met some nice ones. But overall, it seemed at the time that the good guys my age were snatched up. Ugh. Yes, let's connect. Thank goodness for parents like you. Absolutely. Jan could never. Laura denied sending the ultrasound to Greg. However, he called after she sent it to him and recorded the conversation. Greg says during the conversation, Laura can be heard telling him to look at the ultrasound. I haven't seen this yet. No spoilers in the chat. She also claimed the ultrasound showed twins. During their civil court case, Laura says that Greg sent an ultrasound to him and hacked her computer to make it look like she sent it. Greg and his attorney attempted to use this ultrasound to show that Laura was lying about her pregnancy. Greg said Laura supposedly took abortion pills prior to sending him an ultrasound. She claims he forced her to take them. Isn't there a picture of her outside his house taking the pills by herself? She also claimed the ultrasound shows twins, but one of them was dying because of the abortion pills she took. Greg told me he did not see her take the pills, and he did not believe Laura ever took abortion pills. I asked Greg if Laura wanted anything else from him besides a relationship, and he told me she wanted money. He said she didn't want a lot of money, but she kept threatening him with paying child support and for her mental health issues. That may have come out of this situation. Greg said Laura sued him for $45,000, and she said she was asking for money and a guarantee that he would love her and marry her in 2 years. That's actually how I got my husband. I'm like, listen, if you don't fucking marry me, I'm going to sue you for $45,000. And here we are, 13 years later. Divorced Jan 2020, and still I won't date because I refuse to trade time with my girls for some guy. Well, that's the other thing, too. I told my husband, I'm like, I got to raise my kids. I'm not going to let some dude come in and no. I had a rotating as a child. There were men just like rotated in and out of my house. That's not something I would ever do to my kids. How did she think it was believable that somehow the Gregs had the power to write? She has no clue how these pills work at all. And she doesn't know how pregnancy works. Not one clue. Oh, he'll show up, Echoes. Echoes, I believe in you. We will find you, love. Had a boyfriend once, tried to propose, and I panicked and distracted him so he'd stop. I realized I didn't want the relationship. He then tried to get me pregnant because I think he knew I was planning to dump him. I had sort of the same thing. I had a boyfriend who was like, your lease is coming up. It only makes sense for us to move in with each other. And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. I started packing my boxes, and I just remember I'm like, what are you doing? You're not going to marry this guy. Like, this isn't it. And you should be honest with him and tell him. And I did. And I was just like, listen, I like you. I think you're great. You're not the one I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I don't think we should move in together. And then I ended up moving in with my mom. And then half a year later, I met my husband. So I'm well past 39. Me too. How old are you, Echoes? The fuck? She says she was trying to verify that he wasn't dead. That's why she was standing outside of his door. But didn't she have pills in her hand? She was trying to show him through the window. Good morning, called friends. Hi, Llama. Greg said that she was really pushing to go back to his house. I reckon if she could get a date. I don't think she had many takers. She thought the whole point of Planned Parenthood was to be able to go anonymously. I know Mike said he drove her, but I suspect she went in and then came back out. To all the singles in the middle age bracket. Oh, you guys are being so supportive. Look at us all in our 40s. Mid-30s. I need to know how old Echoes is now. Hey, I'm single and nice. Hi, Hellville. Greg blocked Laura from calling him, but she kept calling him from different phone numbers that she would make using different apps. Every time he blocked her, how does she know how to do this stuff? And she calls Greg the master hacker. Every time he blocked her, she would make threats that he was going to have to pay her child support for the next 18 years. She also contacted his mom, dad, and sister. I dare you, Laura Owens. I dare you to contact my mom. Good luck. Who is we? Captain, we know you're mid-40s with us. You're an honorary 40. Hey, happy birthday, Zoot. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I was 44 on April 23rd. Happy birthday. Looking good for closing on 50. Echoes, you're 50?
I dare you to contact my mom. Also, happy birthday. All the best, Zoot.
Using different phone numbers is easy through Google Voice. Okay. 36, I'll be 37 when I get married later this year. Look at you. Married the love of her life when she was in her 50s, and my dad married the most amazing woman at 63. Hey, see? And we started chatting, and now he's my BF. Who's that? Love came from random places. Who's your boyfriend? I want to know. I love love. This makes me so happy. Oh, man. You guys are so great. I asked Greg about an attorney in California that Laura knows. Greg told me that Laura fabricated emails between her attorney, Joe Cotchett, and sent them to Greg. Greg believes it was Laura's way of bullying him to get him to comply with what she wanted. Greg's attorney reached out to Joe Cotchett's law firm, and they responded by saying they do not represent Laura. Greg said Laura was trying to get him to sign a contract to make him date her. Oh, boy. I'm sorry, but Echoes is not 50. I don't know. Nobody will answer me. Isn't today Clayton's birthday? Oh, we should send him a happy birthday. Bruce? Bruce and Jupiter are dating? I love this. I love love. Aw. This makes me so happy. Just confused the shit out of my cat. Still a few years away. He said 50 is closer than 40. Oh, all right. What? She's going to freak out when she finds out. Who is she? As the cult turns. Dear diary, I just found out today that Bruce and Jupiter were dating. And this makes me so happy. On this episode of Laura Owens Brings the World Together, we have love, we have birthdays, and we have companionship. And my heart is full. 50 in the rearview mirror. Do I have to leave now? Oh, my God. I just Googled. It is Clayton's birthday. This is so great. Oh, man. So are the days of our lives. I asked how he found out about Michael Maricini. He told me when Laura sent the ultrasound, he felt like she was using a blueprint. It made him feel, Greg is one smart brah. It made him feel like she had done this before. Greg began Googling Laura's name. Within an hour, he found out about Michael's case. Greg's attorney reached out Greg's attorney researched the case and found out it also involved an alleged fake twin pregnancy. Greg reached out to Michael via Instagram, but he did not get a response. Eventually, Greg did meet Michael because of the case involving Clayton Eckerd. He said that he did not discuss their cases, and what he knows about Michael's case is from what he heard on the podcast, and also what he found out from his attorney. Greg told me Laura was only able to show a urine test to prove that she may be pregnant. He does not think she was ever pregnant, but and believes she manipulated the urine test to show she's pregnant. This concluded my interview with Greg, and he agreed to provide me with all the records he retained regarding this case. We have cats. We love it. Poor Lo. Everyone finding love except for her. She's watching love happen in this chat, and she's like,
God damn it.
He's also a time traveler and a master hacker. Knew it. Yeah. Also, all these people don't watch The Bachelor. It's so funny. Greg forwarded multiple emails sent to him from Laura. Greg saved these emails to document the situation between him and Laura, and Greg retained counsel to defend himself from the lawsuit she filed against him because he would not agree to date her. The following emails are in blue. Laura sent to Greg over the 3 months after he blocked her 10 times. A brief summary is written after each email. I have not read these yet. These are great. Oh, well, since we're here, I didn't know we were doing this today, but since we're here, where are we? Oh, yeah.
Hi. I had total trust in you to keep your word, but I'm pretty sure you aren't at this point. Which is devastating, given the current circumstances. I don't know why it's so hard for me to accept that maybe you are just selfish and awful. But I truly don't understand how a person could have sent me the messages and conveyed to me such a genuineness if it was all a lie. It is extremely hard to not know what is ahead and go through this alone. I would be willing to file for a pretrial dismissal and withdraw my documents like the one attached, because as it stands, they are public record and anyone can view them. If I do it before your 20 days and or you file a response, I don't think it is possible. I would only do that if you were somehow having a mental breakdown from the stress and now intended to be who you said you were going to be. I don't want it to affect your employment or whatever in the future. That's not at all my intention. If you were really just leading me on, $45,000 doesn't come close to the unnecessary guilt and anguish you have caused and continue to cause me. I would much rather have your word and support than your money. I've been discussing this with 2 attorneys and have not picked between them, or may have to. One is a canon lawyer because this case has a lot to do with decisions based on faith. I never forced you into a relationship, as there was always the option of me going my own way, but you were forcing me into having an abortion. If you truly thought I was a psychopath and was going to bail, why would you have waited until the day after I took abortion pills to block me? It wasn't because you didn't want a child. You intentionally misled me to go against my own morals of killing this baby if you'll date me for like 2 weeks. My morals are very high, very high. Which I told you would destroy me for your own personal benefit. Again, this is by nowhere near all of the evidence that I have fabricated. You told me to trust you 68 times because I sat in my garbage-filled casita and I counted because I have the time. You told me that you hadn't changed your mind about what you wanted and that your answer about a future for us hadn't changed 74 times. My vast number of texts to you were because A, I didn't want to make the right call about an abortion, and B, I didn't trust you to keep your word. Even though I wanted you to date me and I wanted to date you consistently, I don't trust you as a person. Okay. They only further prove that I had reason to doubt you. There has never been a doubt of paternity whatsoever. And I'm not ashamed of myself for anything I said or did. I don't know why I'm allowing you another chance to be the guy I thought you were, but I am because I'm such a good person. Like you said, you loved the quote, "When people show you who they are, believe them." I so badly want to believe you are the guy I met and who convinced me of our great future together, because that doesn't seem like the same person as now. It would be way easier for me to comprehend stress and depression than you being a selfish, cowardly, pathological liar. To call somebody else a pathological liar is diabolical. I love it. I love it. I fear if I don't hear from you about this email tonight, I will have my process server contact your work to get it. Even though I said earlier up here somewhere that I didn't want to go after your employment. That was not my intention, but now down here, I'm gonna go after your employment. Which I didn't want to do
has
myself.
never
Thank you
actually
for
had
the
a
breadsticks,
child.
Webster.
Can you imagine growing up with a mom like
that? You
that?
can look up the case on the Maricopa Superior Court website, or you can call and text me at one of my 18 phone numbers if you decide.
Oh my fucking God. All right, what do we got up here? Let's see. Just need to find a fun friend. Demon Laura voice. Some of us have children that are sorry, Lo. We span all age ranges. Demonic Laura voice. I tried to watch The Bachelor. The only Bachelor I watched was the old people one. I like it. I like it. Is that South Park Satan voice?
Give me the souls. I need the souls. Hello, shoe store?
Do you guys know that? Hello, shoe store? Oh. Slowly transition from high pickle voice to demon. Let's go. Wall of text incoming. Makes me so happy Bacon is reading the Greg stuff. He's my fave. Oh, I've heard. We're going to get into it. I guess technically came by this case via Bachelor. Got fed Dave Neal videos. Oh. I'm having a mental breakdown. 45K is such a oddly specific number. I would be like 100 grand. What's a canon lawyer? What is a canon lawyer? What does that mean? Judge, can you please order this man to marry me? Bitch, you have no morals. We need the O Fortuna in the background. Hi, Winks. Oh. You might need to blur. Whatever. I hope she comes after me. Good. Is a specialist in the legal system of the Catholic Church. Shut your mouth right now. Shut your mouth. Is that what that means? Have your babies tonight.
Whatever you want from me, whatever you need from me, I'll kill these babies tonight.
Church law canon. Bro. Shut up. I cannot believe it. Quit summoning that demon. She don't want it. My cat is staring. Hello, cat. What's your cat's name? I'm not the one. The email references civil complaint. The complaint detailed a claim that Greg owed Laura the sum of $45,000 for coercing her into having an abortion. She also makes it a point to bring up Greg's job and says she will have a process server contact his place of work. Usually anything from Volo is redacted for streaming purposes. Also, this is all public record. So instead of coming after me, she can go after Maricopa County for releasing these files, and she could suck a fart straight out of my Tony Robbins ass. So there's that. Right, you think they'd be in a relationship for a year. Mr. Floofs? Hi, Mr. Floofs.
We love Mr. Floofs.
My last cat was Einstein, Mr. Chubbs. I had a dog named Artie, who we would call Arthur, but his legal birth name was Artemis Prime. Now we just have Jet. Okay, here's another email from our favorite writer.
Hi, Greg. Circle Lighting informed me that this is the correct email for you because you must have blocked my last emails. Yeah. I'm attaching the official documents for the case, which means service. Although in order to cover my bases, you will be served with paper copies of everything tonight. You can view more info on the case if you make an account. I also wanted to let you know that after I went to the clinic this morning, guess what? I found out I'm still pregnant. I know this is only going to create more challenges because I'm not going to proceed with an abortion under false pretenses. And wait a second.
How can you get him for abortion coercion if you're not going to have an abortion? Which would mean that he tried to coerce you and it didn't work because you're still making your own decisions. How can you be this smart and this dumb at the same time? Or have you looped around dumb that you just seem smart? I'm confused. As a lawyer, as Greg's lawyer, I'd be like, how can you argue abortion coercion when you're like, I'm just going to have this baby? Because she's a liar. No, she's not. Laura Owens is a truth teller. Girl, are you trying to logic with Lo again? Leave me be. For a woman who considers herself really smart and cultured, she certainly doesn't understand the word no. Oh, God. Or not isn't the factor. I've seen YouTube bots pull more than a live stream because they think there's NPI. Oh, interesting. Whatever. I'll just make it all members then. Just make it members content. She could still suck a fart out of my butt. She has no faith, no morals, and no God. Yep. If she's not a liar, then why are her pants on fire?
I'm not going to proceed with an abortion under false pretenses, and will instead trust that this child was meant to be born. Regardless of any potential defects. Fuck you, Laura Owens. I would have had respect for you if you and I had gone out on just a few dates. I never would have proceeded with a lawsuit if that happened. You did this intentionally twice, and you knew this would cause extreme emotional distress for me. Which is something you didn't want to deal with, so you blocked me? I texted you throughout the day because I don't have a job. Because when I was weighing my options, I didn't trust you to keep your word and wanted reassurance. The legal advice I've gotten so far has adamantly been to go full steam ahead with the lawsuit. File a criminal lawsuit and not give you another chance because they don't think that someone who manipulated me is healthy to be with. I'm so defensive of you, and I know that I shouldn't be. They have said that your lack of response to the many chances I have given you is equivalent to your admission of guilt. I keep saying that I think you meant what you said and are just cooling off. As I've said many times, if you meant or prove that you intend to keep your word, I will completely drop this before we get a court date. Laura.
Pants are prison. She's not above becoming a member. Good. Letter. I'll take that coin. Anyone sounds like stop hitting yourself? Stop hitting. Any potential defects are Greg's fault, telling her to abort, not hers, for 0 prenatal care or doctor visits. Right. Right. Also, you could do all the right things and there could still be defects. It's not, I mean, come on. What are we doing? The legal advice was not to date him. Right. But if he doesn't date her, she's going to sue him for $45,000. In this email, Laura again acknowledges Greg blocked her from contacting him. She expresses she is experiencing emotional distress, but she is willing to drop the lawsuit if Greg keeps his word. She wants Greg to date her. So just do that. Just do that, even though my lawyers told me not to do that. To Greg Gillespie. Subject, charges going forward. What were the other subjects here? Subject, official case documents. What was this one? Oh, the court case. Okay. So here we go. Charges going forward. Oh, I forgot. I can't control my sound. I got to figure out my sound stuff. I can't control this via... I got to figure out. My roadcaster is Tony Robbinsing me. That terrible man.
Hi! I wanted to ask you one last time if you wanted to keep all the promises that you made me, and if so, I will voluntarily dismiss all the charges and agree not to file anything again regardless of the outcome. Unless that outcome is you not wanting to date me. But anyways, at any point during this process, you could have said, whoa! Whoa! That's too much to ask. I'm out. You didn't take that opportunity, though. You kept telling me you would keep your word, and then afterwards made horrible statements to me about how I was crazy for wanting what you told me that you wanted. You see, the key here is that you waited until after I took the pills, when you had every opportunity to tell me your real feelings during the process. Our relationship was not under normal circumstances whatsoever. It wasn't like we just dated and I asked you to be together with huge expectations when you weren't ready. That wasn't it? That wasn't what you asked of him? Okay. That would definitely not constitute a lawsuit. In our case, though, we create human life. I wanted to carry to term, and you manipulated me into not doing that, even though I was trying to manipulate you into saying that if you date me, I would kill this baby. But you know, I set very high expectations because I wanted to know that you were not going to leave. You knew exactly the impact that an abortion would have on me, even though I offered it up to you multiple times that if you just dated me, I would kill these babies. You brought this on yourself. At this point, I need to know that I proceeded with this for a reason. As of this morning, I am still pregnant with a single baby, not two. Not two, just one. And I will not terminate it unless you keep your word. I have wanted to and still want to go out with you because I want to believe that you meant what you told me so many times. And I think I didn't make this decision. And that I didn't make this decision because of empty promises and extreme pressure from you? If not, I have been advised to file criminal charges against you for fraud, where I can easily establish my case. The elements needed for this charge are, quote, to establish misrepresentation of fact by someone who knows the presented fact is false. In addition, that person should rely on the misrepresentation to cause injury or losses to someone else. It's a Class 2 felony that carries probation to 1 year in jail or a prison sentence. Haha, Uno reverse, bitch, that's about to be you tomorrow. I do not want to go that route at all, but I will if things are as they appear to be right now and you wanted me to get an abortion at all costs, knowing the impact that it would have on me. I don't want to spend another minute on this because I know neither of us have the time, even though I have nothing but time because this is what I do all the time, girl. But I absolutely will if needed. All I want is what you told me you wanted if I get an abortion, a real, genuine relationship. Where we, even though we have no idea if it works out in the end, we will really try, even though it'll need to work out in the end, because if it doesn't, I'll still take you to court because you're going to date me forever, or else I'm just going to keep doing this to you. So, you know what, just let me know what you want, if you want that, and if not, I don't have any morals. I don't have any moral issues proceeding with this on a civil and criminal level. I'll get to the criminal level later. On my own, thanks. You can text or call me whenever you would like. Hugs and kisses, Laura.
I really think her charges involving Greg are the most serious hurdles for her. Was he even in the same building when she took the abortion pills? What is Tony Rob? It's anal. It's called, in this chat, it's called getting TR'd. I think he said that many, many times. I wish they hadn't combined the cases. I saw a lawyer say that you never wanted that your client wanted that for your client, so I'm expecting her lawyer to file to separate them, and it'll be more delays. Ooh. Poor Greg was sick as a dog with COVID during this. She made the choice to take the pills, her choice. He did not shove them down her throat. Right. And it says it in here. It says it in here. Like, how are you going to... This bitch doesn't know how discovery works. Ugh. Pure and simple. She was advised. She's killed a lot. She's like, what's her name? Chandra Rhimes? Just killing off people left and right. I can't get enough of the Laura voice. It's like she'd sound if her human form was stripped away to reveal she's really a demon. The Greg stuff is going to be rough. It will also show a pattern of financial blackmail when combined with threatening Clayton with $1 million lawsuit to avoid the depot. Just imagining sitting there as one of these men receives these emails. Yeah. Yeah. Charges of fraud for him. Oh, the irony. Right. The loss blame. Have y'all ever filed criminal charges on someone? If so, did you give them a warning and a definition beforehand? Yeah, you typically don't talk to them beforehand. Extortion is a fine way to find a partner. Hilarious that she brings up felony. It seems she's not a prosecutor. She cannot file criminal charges. Only a DA or federal prosecutor can do that. She can file a report with the police for investigation, but that's all. Hell yeah. Laura will learn what happens when a jury sees someone as unlikable. I don't know who Shanda is. I know who Sarah Boone is. Laura's going to sue Arizona for promising her a deal and then not dating her. With how much she was freaking out about her mom's devices, I suspect Laura tried to clean hers, but she forgot her iCloud. Hell yeah. Lisa Frank, you're not too late. I was early, so don't worry about it. And people can't bring criminal charges. They report incidences to the police who investigate and then decide if they're going to bring the charges. The first thing that comes up now is her felony charges. You missed all the best. She hasn't signed these all the best yet. Not yet. I'm going to open my laptop so I can. I'm curious if victim number 0 just wrote a check to get rid of her, which is why she's suing the following victims. She was so good at threatening with lawsuits that when I first Googled her, there was only her fake TEDx talk. Kill 10, get one free. Oh, God. I get warnings about criminal charges from spam text messages. Are they from the IRS? Because I get those too. Is the one who starved her kid with autism to death and tortured him in the God, that's disgusting. Die. Don't even go to prison. Die. Ugh. Imagine if you look up, you will be mad. It's disgusting. Anything here, let me just be very clear about my stance about children. If you do something to impact children in a negative way on purpose, death. No prison, no past go. See you later, bitch. Bye. Guillotine. Okay? Like, I have zero tolerance for shit with kids. Zero. Bye. She never files anything serious with the police, but they will investigate, and that could get her in trouble. It's a dating contract for a year with the U.S. government. Oh, I bet she will. I bet she's going to go after bar complaints for the prosecutor. She's going to go after the judge. If she goes to jail, it's going to be appeal. Standing ovation in my kitchen. Yeah, so there's a guy named John that's in here a lot. He's one of my moderators, and we talk about this all the time. People who do shit to kids, wood chipper, feet first, slowest setting, dullest blades. I would love to listen to the sounds of your screams as I fall asleep with a smile on my face. Thanks. Yeah, why is she still alive? Anyways, in this email, Laura threatens to file criminal charges in addition to the civil lawsuit if Greg does not agree to a real, genuine relationship. She claims to still be pregnant with a single baby. She previously claimed to have twins. Also, if she has a baby and the other baby miscarried, we're not talking about reabsorption. So how did that baby come out? How did they get that baby out and it hasn't turned into like sepsis? That's why Laura's story is worse than fraud. With fraud, at least there were no babies. But if she is correct and she was pregnant by the bachelor, then her negligence has killed children. Right. Right. So are you a liar or a murderer? Because I'd like to know. I'd like to know. I feel like people who commit crimes against children are irredeemable. Yeah. Yeah. There's a sickness with people who do things against kids. There is a sickness inside of your brain that I do not think could be rehabilitated. So, you know what pisses me off? Tell me. That Clayton and all these guys have had to come up with over a decade of proof, but all she has to do is go to a judge and say that her poor fifis are hurt and scared. Yeah. Yeah. We have no update yet on whether she's taken the plea deal. Do it, Laura. Take the plea deal. Prove everybody right. That's what I think you should do. I think you should prove everybody right and slink back into the darkness. It'll really upset you. Even the judge got choked up. Laura's superpower is being positive. Imagine if like some sort of meteor hit Earth and of all the superpowers that you got, you're like, I got raised HCG. So much of the justice community are victims of SA, spousal A, childhood A, pregnancy loss. So many survivors want to see someone receive justice. Yeah. Maps go on the wall. Tell your truth, girl. Tell your truth. Oh, we got another one. Charges going forward. Here we go.
Hi. Oh, wait. We already read this one. Wait, what the fuck? Oh. Oh, she sent it twice? That's weird. Okay, next one is update. Hi! The process server has tried to serve you twice and said you were home on both occasions but chose not to answer the door. He took photos both times. He's an officer of the court, and if you don't answer on his third attempt, we will have to go to the court to get an order to post the proof of service on your door. It doesn't look good for you to the court when you know these documents are coming, but you are choosing not to receive them.
Bitch, you evaded papers that you knew were coming. What? You literally did the same fucking thing. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
I think I have found representation for the case and I'm waiting to make a decision until/if I hear back from you. Joe Cotchett is an attorney in California who is also licensed to practice federally and across state lines. Full disclosure, he's also a close family friend who said I should have filed for more money and additional charges. I've not told my family that I spoke with him. He's known me since I was a kid. He knows my character and completely believes me when I say that you are the only person I slept with since my ex and I broke up in early February of last year.
He knows your character. Is that why he doesn't represent you? Bitch, I'll wait. Is that why he doesn't represent you? Because he's known you since you were a kid? Just wondering.
Here are the notes that I took. I sent him our entire text history directly from AT&T records, including my many texts to you. He said that my communication to you was completely valid given the situation, that I gave you several opportunities to bow out of this situation without consequences, so long as I was able to continue with the pregnancy. He agreed that you were trying to trap me by not answering the door and taking a photo of me checking on you when you said you had COVID and I was concerned for your well-being. He said that were you dating someone then or even now, that is further testament to the fact that you did not intend to keep your promises and that it looks very bad for you. He also said that my texts after the medical abortion were not harassment, given your promises to me, and that any reasonable person would have reacted the same way. Sucks to suck. He said that regardless of if I was the one who took the pills or not, your behavior was manipulation.
Bitch, manipulation is not a crime. Well, maybe it is because you're going to go to prison. You know what? Never mind.
He is also one of my dad's closest friends. And I did not appreciate that when I poured my heart out to heart out to you about his medical issues and wanting you to meet him if you were serious. You said that you understood. That was not okay. If those weren't your intentions. My hesitancy in hiring him is that he would want to talk about this to the media because he thinks it would be a landmark case. Oh, girl, and it is. You aren't the first guy to coerce a girl into an abortion, and he thinks there should be legal consequences for men who do that to prevent it from happening. I have attached notes from my visit with one medical on Friday confirming my pregnancy with likely defects. I asked for them to note for your sake that I could also use in evidence if we keep going this way. Your behavior on the call we had on 7/16 with the nurse practitioner was also noted, and she would testify on my behalf in court. What are the defects? I need to know the defects. Here are more texts with me telling you I did not want an abortion if it weren't for you and my expectations. I have many people who would testify about my character, including men I have dated. That's true. That's true. You're about to have men testify about your character. That's true. And how the anxiety I showed in text messages was very unlike me and clearly as a result of extreme stress. Please let me know if you read any of my emails, even though I have an email tracker on them to see if you've actually read them. And if you have thought more about whether or not you want to keep your promise. Your lack of response looks even more favorable to my side since it shows that you did not intend to keep your word. This isn't about me being bitter about a regular relationship and you ghosting. No. It's about me being destroyed that you had me get an abortion under totally false pretenses, even though I told you that I would gladly get an abortion if you dated me as whatever. And now I can't undo the damage. I have not asked you for a commitment to marriage. I have asked for you to give it a real shot like you claimed you wanted and drop this for good. Waiving my rights to try this again. You can email or text me, or I will continue with this because you've blocked me on everything, which is the last thing I want to do. Laura!
Oh, boy. Let's see what we got here. You could never have surgery if you always peed positive. Do you know what the deal offer is? We don't. If she isn't taking it tomorrow, they will negotiate a continuation of the deadline. Stop it! We're manifesting. We are manifesting trial. She's such a pine cone. Oh, Oh, God. When they go through discovery for that case, it's popcorn time. What are y'all putting your popcorn in your popcorn? I like a little bit of lemon juice on my popcorn, to be honest with you. I want to see the discovery on her computer. There has to be other men. In honor of Sarah Boone, I always eat Pop-Tarts and Skittles when I watch trials. The problem is I can't eat anything crunchy if I'm going to be on stream. It's so funny. I forgot who said it. Somebody in the chat was like, we're going to crowdfund you to go to the trial. And I'm like, no way. First of all, I got kids. But second of all, there's no way I could sit in court and be the person I want to be. Because something would happen and I'd be like, Your Honor, I object. There's no way. I got to be able to be me. And that I could do here. This is like saying F. Lee Bailey represents you. Katja is kind of a big deal in Cali. Yeah, F. Lee Bailey. Oh, God. To end this nightmare for the guys. No, because it doesn't end the nightmare. She needs to go to jail. I'm still convinced her stalking of Clayton of the previous fall, after he broke up with Susie, she got so cocky. I loved how this worked out for her in the end. Hi, Salty. Boo his tomato. Joe Cotchett used to appear on the Ron Owens show. Can you imagine the text message? Can you imagine how horrible she is when she thinks no one will see? Well, we see that now. The irony of the landmark case. I also believe that because that's when Ron and Jan did a $600K cash out hard money mortgage, and I believe Laura was involved in obtaining. A lawyer that's licensed to practice across state lines, they can't do that? Unless you pass the bar in like multiple states though, right? But there isn't like a thing where you could just like travel. I don't know. Oh my God. Hi, Wendy. Only two options for lawyering, I know. You're licensed in the state or you pro hoc vice into. Oh. If they get a sponsor from that state. You need a trigger warning. Gigi has rude things to say about the fictitious remaining baby when Lo has pushed him too far. Okay. It's fine. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. I've said this before, and I'll say it again if anybody's new to this content. The reason that I talk about pregnancy loss and abortion and all of this so just like lackadaisical is because none of this is true. We know none of this to be true. If it was true, I would handle this with so much more respect and care. Manifest trial. Yes. Blast sword. I love garlic on my salt. I hope we can live stream the trial. My daughter's husband walked, citing too much responsibility despite being older, 3 babies. She's L&D nurse. She rejected my private alma mater, volunteered. Oh, wait, what? Maddie, what are we talking about? Cajun seasoning. Meanwhile, the jurist is like, who's that little angry gal in the back of the court? No. The judge would be like, ma'am, stop with the faces. I would be like, bitch. Yeah. Powdered Parmesan cheese. I have to yell at the TV. I would be tossed out of the courtroom. I have no tact. Do you have a channel too? What channel? What are we talking about? You need to put me in Silence of the Lambs suit because my face. Lo would plead instead of going to trial, thus denying us new content. Well, no, I mean, I don't think it's thus denying us new content. I think we stick with the same content and the fact that she then admitted to being a piece of shit. And now we can read all of this knowing it's true, and she said it. Oh, yeah, that's not what I meant. Okay. Sorry. My popcorn clearly shows I'm from the Midwest. Hell yeah. We're manifesting the trial like Lo manifests babies into existence. She's a sole heir and very pretty. Oh. I truly believe he used the word as a way of turning her insanity back on her. I guess we'll find out for sure if she ever opens up. I grumble too loud. What did Bruce say? I missed it. Did I miss it? Bruce and Moose. Pro Actua. Oh, boy. In this email, Laura tells Greg she may retain Joe Cotchett. Hey! So I can send her copies of what to
I
expect.
want Lo to go to prison so I can send her copies of what to expect when you're expecting.
Thank you for the breadsticks. I appreciate you. That's so funny. She's not their sole heir. Right? Her sister is Sarah. All right, so we know what that said. Uh-oh. We have a pregnancy update, friends. Sorry, I keep leaving the music on. I turned it down for myself.
Pregnancy update. Hi, Greg. I don't know if you've gotten any of my emails, but like the court said, I've needed to make every effort to contact you before filing an alternative service, which should be approved today. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know that I just got back from the obstetricians and I am indeed pregnant with a baby that has grown. Where's the other one? It didn't grow by much, which isn't a great thing in terms of how healthy he or she will be, but the fact that there was growth at all means it's still viable. You see, the doctor said that she would be very surprised if there wasn't some sort of deformity or abnormality considering the abortion pills. You know,
Also, on a real note, I want to be very careful about how I say this, but also this fucking pisses me off. And I know these babies aren't real. But also, typically when you have a baby, a doctor will ask you, my doctor asked me, under what circumstances would you and your husband, and me and my husband were in the room at the time, and he said, under what circumstances would you guys consider an abortion? And that wasn't anything that we had ever thought about. And we were like, I don't think we would ever consider terminating a pregnancy. Like we didn't know what answer to give him. And he said, would you consider abortion for Down syndrome? And we were like, no, absolutely not. Like we understand, that we're bringing a life into this world and no matter what that is or, what that looks like. And we're like, can we go home and talk about this? And the doctor was like, yeah, sure. So me and my husband went home and we went through all of the possibilities of having a child that had, whatever the case was. And we had agreed that if you could with 100% guarantee tell us that we would have a child that would have no good quality of life, then that might be something that we would consider, but we would have to cross that bridge when we got there. So, but you also look at that, when you're looking at a child that may have deformities or delays or anything like that. Life is already hard, right? So for her to just be like, this kid's going to have some sort of deformity or abnormality, sucks to suck. I, as a parent of a child with autism, I can tell you how life-changing that's been for me. I can tell you how difficult it is for my son. I know that in my situation, it could be a lot worse. So for her to just so frivolously throw these things out there, and also, again, I know that these children are not real, but for her to sit here and just be like, with some sort of deformity and abnormality, trying to convince somebody that you're really pregnant and that you have no problem bringing a child like that into this world, not understanding how that would affect them and not caring how that would affect these babies, these children, what life looks like for them, what the world looks like for them, is fucking sick. And I've said this once and I'll say it again, because I have a son with special needs. Fuck you, Laura Owens. That's all. Anyways. I'm now 40 minutes behind. That's okay. You have every right to get pissed. I imagine the jury looking at Laura when they learned she tried to use the threat of disabilities to manipulate. Oh God, you get one parent on there that has a child with disabilities. I would, if I was a juror and I saw these emails, and then on top of everything that she's done, that's absolutely horrific, and then she goes into deformities, I'd be like, bruh, it's over. It's over for you. Over for you. Had to take a break. So happy you got an interview. Thank you. Thank you. He's such a light. I don't know the faces I would make. I know. I haven't seen pretrial release conditions. Most require no drugs, alcohol, or leaving the state without permission. She had to, I think she was going to see her sister, so she filed to be able to travel. She's a literal Grinch with a black heart. The jurors will be looking at her, questioning what's wrong with her. Sorry, I get swearing when I'm mad. No, that's okay. I should change the settings. I really don't care what's said in my chat as long as it's not hateful or violent. Miss Eldrick and I were only considering terminating if her life was in danger. The pregnancy was ectopic, so something else that was fatal. But like you and Mr. Bacon, there's no other reasons, right? Right. We did this. We're having a baby, and we're going to love that baby no matter what. What is being discussed? We're still in the investigative report, and I have made it to Greg's emails. Well, her emails to Greg. She has no compassion. It's very disturbing. She's a dangerous person. Right. Hi, Deanna. She will make a terrible prison wife. When I had my youngest, I was almost 40. I had to go through the testing where they give you a percentage of certain conditions. We were told there's no definite test. Beyond disgusting. I think that's why Greg answers her the way he does. What's sick is trying to guilt this guy for causing the deformity by coercing the abortion so she can leverage the guilt of a relationship. Okay, we'll see you. Have a good day. Dart to Bruce the Moose in his coverage of the mysterious tag chase. Oh, he's going to have to fill me in on that. Also, a lot of people believe that all of this is Laura. Why does she always have to be like a person of color? It's so bizarre. And it did include any jail time. When would she be put in prison? That's a good question. That's not something that I know. All a joke, kind of. She's a fellow Scorpio. Advising her doesn't work. Who? Laura Owens is a Taurus. What is she, May 14th? I'm going to have to go back and listen later. No worries. Someone said Dingus is also moving to Cal. They said that in the chat, yeah. If I don't hear from you. For many of us who have struggled to even get pregnant, it's so disturbing how she plays with pregnancy. Like it's disgusting. Yeah. My baby bear is profoundly autistic and amazing. But yes, our lives are wildly different than we anticipated. But good parents pivot, adjust, advocate, and love. Absolutely. Absolutely. And she's calling him an awful person, but she still wants to be with him. I have a son with autism. I had 2 miscarriages right at 12 weeks that were nightmares years ago. Lo is a despicable liar, but this community is love. Damn, I'm glad you joined. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. What if the defect is that babies are exactly like Laura? Oh, God. That's so funny. She uses people of color to make people less likely to push back. Hi, Toadette. She learned what worked and didn't work with Victim Zero and adapted from there. Right. She has, like Clayton said, she is mastering her craft. I believe even if she does some time, when she gets out, she will be so mad she will lash out in some way towards men. Mm. Laura Owens, the musical. I also fully heartedly believe that she targeted Gigi for the purpose of filing a civil case. Interesting. All right. Back to the shenanigans now that I've had a real conversation. Let's see. Still viable. All right, that's where we were at.
The doctor said that she would be very surprised if there wasn't some form of deformity or abnormality considering the abortion pills. It's a lot to take on, but I feel morally obligated to continue with the pregnancy if my promise to you to terminate is for your beliefs is no longer valid. I would feel guilty for doing that if God wants the baby to be born. And I believe so much in God, and also believe that children are expendable. You know? Yeah. Oh. Considering that I haven't heard from you at all about keeping your promises to me, I'm going to presume that you just selfishly made up whatever you could to get me to take the pills with no intention of keeping your word. That has left me absolutely devastated and will more than likely mean a more difficult life for our baby. And that's exactly what I want. I want to bring a child into the world, and I want their life to be difficult. Doesn't every mother? Isn't that what we all want, is for our kids' lives to be super difficult? Yeah. To be honest, I'm actually really surprised and stunned that it didn't work. You see, I expected to go today and told that the abortion was successful. But you know, whether or not the pregnancy was still active doesn't have anything to do with why I filed for this. Regardless of my results today, I still would have felt the same. You manipulated me into taking abortion pills to get your way, even though you didn't plan to keep your promises at all. Given today and the challenges that I'm guessing we would experience over the next 18 years and beyond, I wanted to ask you one more time if you wanted to date. If that were the case, I would also keep my promise to you and not have this child that I obviously don't care about. I obviously would drop the lawsuit. I would not feel as guilty doing the surgical abortion if I knew it were actually because of a joint decision made with good intentions, even though a surgical abortion wouldn't work, as we found out with Michael Maricini, because I have a super uterus. So, there's that. It might seem ridiculous that I would even consider dating after this, sorry. It might seem ridiculous that I would even consider dating after this legal ordeal, but you know that what you did with lying and ghosting on me was completely inexcusable, and like I've said, I would have never pursued this if it weren't for the fact that I was absolutely positive that the child was yours. Today really changed everything because I realized that this is going to change my life dramatically. As a child usually does, you fucking idiot. And even if you don't want any sort of custody, I would definitely file for child support. Especially since whatever the abortion pills caused would mean more money in medical expenses. Unlike you did with me, you can't ghost the lawsuit or financial responsibilities for a baby. The government will garnish your wages if you don't pay. So at least I wouldn't be accountable for everything. I will have to contact your family for a DNA test soon so that I can file for prenatal child support. I am so upset. You can text me if you change your mind on what you want to do. Laura!
What actress would play Laura in a series? Amanda Seyfried with brown hair. Oh, God. I was wondering the same thing. Throw a dart to Greg Woodnick as well. Once we read it or saw the Gigi abortion coercion, where did that go? Lawsuit in autumn. We knew she was a con. I couldn't imagine if she was actually has a child daughter just like her. The meltdowns and attempted coercion both ways would be fascinating. Probably traumatic, but fascinating. Well, let me tell you something. I have a daughter just like me, and it proved to me, more or less that I was not a hard child to love, which, my parents made it very clear that I was a very difficult child. And my daughter, I look at my daughter and she's the same as me. And I'm like, oh, you're just being a kid. So it could go one of two ways, because Laura also has to be the center of attention. If you get women like that who enjoy it up to being pregnant, and then the baby comes, and then it's, for example, in my life, as soon as I was born, growing up, everything's always about you all the time. You are so selfish. You always have to be the center of attention. And I believe that, because that's what I was told all the time growing up. And then I have kids, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's all about the parent until the baby comes, and then everybody cares about the baby. But it's funny because I view it in a way that my children are an extension of me. So if you show my children love and you dote on them and you love them and you hug them and you get them gifts, and there are people that come over and they're like, sorry, I just brought gifts for the kids. I didn't bring anything for you. Good. Showing my children love is showing me love. And unfortunately for some women, they don't all see it that way, because it always has to be about them. Ever done? Thank you. She is deeply intertwined with her parents' finances. Using religion as a weapon is a huge red flag. Laura goes to the Church of Berries. Can't believe any wine would write.
Maybe we are all nuts and she is the only normal one. Playful face emoji.
Yes, please hit the like button. I pray Bacon reads the text. Oh, we'll get there. We will get there. There's no way I could keep a man begging to date me. Yeah, no. And they worked. She would have a massive cramping in blood. Right. The family target men. The father offered incentives. Mother, sister backed her stories. Jan targeted her own brother when that failed. I don't know anything about that, so I'll have to get there. Hey, maybe we're all nuts and she's just the only normal one. Hey, maybe. Kristen Stewart? Is that who you're talking about? That's so funny. Watch the video of Laura and Greg talking. Oh, I'm going to get there. Don't worry. Money, 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 money. Money. Can you imagine reading that email and thinking, okay, I've changed my mind. Let's give it a go. This is her job. She needs to make that money. She has no other income. Oh, my God. Lacey Chabert? No, she's too kind. She's not diabolical enough. Oh, yeah. Anna Taylor-Joy. We also got to find somebody who's like medium pretty, I guess. They can't be too hot. I've read somewhere that Greg cut things off with Lo after she showed up uninvited to a company event of his. I thought it was a dinner. But yeah, that's what I read too. My mom used to tell me I had a life, then I had kids. And it wasn't in a nice way. Yeah. All these pregnancies were fabricated with a demand of money first. Built without having to pay. I'm a bit behind. That's okay. Could totally do the low voice. Stepsister with kids, you are right. The damage the kids suffer so their mom can be the center of attention is gross. Are too good looking for this job. They could use prosthetics. I like Anya Taylor-Joy. All right. Okay, we got another one. Why did I think that we would be done with this? There's 100,000 of them.
Punitive damages lawsuit / impact of blocking. Hi. I've been talking with attorney Joe Cotchett this week, and he said that I would be foolish not to file for punitive damages in addition to the $45,000 in compensatory damages for tort. I'm not planning to file for criminal charges at this point because punitive damages are better fit for your actions. Punitive damages means that someone acted with an evil hand and an evil mind. Girl, are you so fucking for real right now? You know, I respect her ability to foreshadow. The purposes are to punish someone for outrageous behavior and motivate them not to do it again. Girl, the call is coming from inside the house. I would also have to prove that you intentionally caused harm and acted maliciously. I've given you countless opportunities to prove that your behavior was because of stress and that you actually wanted to have a relationship with me after the abortion, as said so many times. However, your ghosting, evading service, and in general not taking the situation seriously mean that you truly had no intention of keeping your word at all. You knew the effect that this would have on me after I told you this would kill me if you didn't mean what you said, and yet you stayed steadfast for weeks in that you were keeping your word. You made me feel stupid questioning you when I had every right to. In addition, you intentionally harmed the fetuses. I need to confirm that I was indeed pregnant with twins and only one survived, with no regard for human life. Bitch, he has no regard for human life? You knew that abortion pills did not have a 100% success rate, and I told you that I wanted to keep the pregnancy so many times, since A, it didn't work, and B, you've not only rescinded on your promise, you've shown no respect for me, and you're likely physically or mentally compromised child. Whether that be to have a surgical abortion or to raise it, you have made no effort to right this wrong. And clearly, you don't care about causing harm. The process server mentioned that he thought you had female company over the first time that you were served. If you were dating at the time when I specifically said that if you had any desire to date other women, I completely understood, but allow me to make my own decision. If that adds even more evidence, for punitive damages. If you began dating soon after the abortion, right after you asked me to go to Sedona with you and have this great fresh start, that further proves my case. Also, could it have been like his sister that was over there? Or like a family member? The fuck? I gave you every opportunity to not have anything to do with this and allow me to raise the child. When did you give him any opportunity? When? When? I'll wait. I said if it was a matter of weeks or months, I was not interested in making the biggest decision of my life for you. You said that you had every intention of doing this the right way, but that our future couldn't start without an abortion. And that is what convinced me to do it, not the fact that I told you it would convince me to do it if you would date me for a couple of weeks or I would just have an abortion for you. But you know, tomato. Afterwards, you told me how ridiculous I was to want exactly what you promised. Laughed at me and called me a psychopath for believing you when I was asking for a commitment based on my gut feeling after 4 dates. You said you wanted the same thing. Again, that further proves that you acted with malicious intent, making these promises to me that you considered outrageous when in reality, your behavior was what the court deems outrageous. If you are currently dating someone and have evaded service when you knew it was coming and that I was still pregnant, you're again showing that you intentionally caused and are currently causing harm and that you didn't mean what you said about dating afterwards and realize the seriousness of the situation. Yet, you choose not to respond. If that's true, again, that proves my case. Like I told you, you ghosted me, but you can't ghost the court. And a sign is going to be placed on your door that will be considered service. On September 29th, a new law is going into effect that says that you won't be able to abort a child with genetic abnormalities or Down syndrome, which I was told would be a possibility. What?
Where? Where is this a law? Because right now, in most states, you can have an abortion for no reason. Why would they limit that to abnormalities and or Down syndrome? I am tired. I'm tired.
Even though that's way past when I would consider having a surgical abortion, it proves that the state sides with me and believes that you shouldn't stop a pregnancy if you know that there might be problems. You're fucking lying right now. You're lying. Had you just allowed me to keep the pregnancy, I most likely would have had a healthy one. Now, I don't. And that's what's going to change both of our lives tremendously. That's why I've said so many times that if you wanted to prove that you made a mistake and have avoided contact up to this point, but planned to be the man that I thought you were when I made this decision, I would proceed with the surgical abortion. I'm sure that you're asking yourself how I would want to date you after or why you would. My point in all of this is to show you how seriously I took your words and the lives you've affected, bitch. Had you actually meant this? Had you actually meant that you wanted to spend time in getting to know each other, this never would have happened. Your actions caused all of this. The likely loss of one child, the likely physically and or mentally compromised baby, the lawsuit, and the emotional nightmare that you knew I would have. My actions haven't caused anything. Girl, self-awareness exists. I just asked for you to be accountable, and with every unanswered message or avoidance of the process server, you further prove that I'm more than entitled to compensation. If I don't get an apology, and you don't show that you meant what you said about wanting a relationship with me, I will not, sorry, this is so loud, be having a surgical abortion, and I will be filing for punitive damages for $75,000. If you don't have that, the government will garnish your wages and or put a lien on your house. Again, this has nothing to do with me wanting your money and everything to do with you being accountable for the lives that you, not me, you have selfishly destroyed. And like I've said in this email, if you intended to move forward with your promises to me, I will file for dismissal of the lawsuit with prejudice, meaning that I will say I was wrong about your intentions and be prevented from suing you again. I'm not asking for an engagement. I'm asking for you to prove that you intended to date me with the intention to move down that path. The only reason I am open to this at this point is that I wanted to be proven wrong and feel like I didn't make the biggest decision of my life, which will now impact so many people on the basis of a guy who made false promises to me about why it was so important to have an abortion. I don't know which guy you are. The accountable guy I thought you were, or the one who acted with an evil mind. But I know which one I hope you are. This lawsuit comes down to nothing more than if you're a man of your word, it's your choice. I also have legally admissible proof that you have read messages regarding the impact that this has had on me and that I have given you many attempts to disprove my case. With every unanswered but legally proven to be read email, you are still everywhere. What? You are still everywhere is actually a good thing for me and a bad thing for you. Proving in so many ways that you didn't mean what you said you wanted. You can text me if you want to be that good person I thought you were originally, and we can move forward as the couple of texts that you told me you wanted us to be. Otherwise, you can expect an additional lawsuit for punitive damages next week. You can't be angry about a lawsuit that has come from what were presumably lies at this point. If you have any integrity, it's dropped. Comes down to that. I hope I'm wrong, and can be the one to apologize for not believing you when I should have. Laura.
Oh, boy. Let's go back. Oh, chat was moving. I could see it out of the corner of my eye. Good Lord. She's a demon. She would have to be the Tim Curry character from Legend of the Darkness. Oh, God. That devil character is who I picture when Van does the voice. Oh. Aubrey Plaza. That would be a good one. Oh, my God. I just joined. What is this voice?
Laura Owens, you don't like it? You don't like it? You don't like it? I've given you every opportunity to like it and you don't? All right, Chris. Expect a lawsuit.
Ay, ay, ay. Do. Getting served for a lawsuit is a major turn on. I bet. Maybe Laura just needs different medication distributors since she's always getting the botched batch. She's dumpster diving for mifepristol. Oh, God. Yeah, she'd try to be a vlogging mom. Look at my baby. Let me extort my baby for money. Greg went on a date, straight to jail. Greg hung out with his sister, straight to jail. Greg had a lady who was like servicing his house. Maybe she's a plumber. Straight to jail. 4 dates. Hearing it in this voice and inflection is making it resonate so much more. It's like having Buffalo Bill writing letters to his victims in the cellar. On Laura's shoulder, narrating her insanity. Again, she is wrong. Right. Laura just makes shit up as she goes. Honestly, I wrote you 900 emails saying that if you would date me, I'll abort. And you saying, yeah, let's do it. That is so coercive. Bye, Eldritch God. She repeats herself over and over again. Abortion pills don't cause Down syndrome. Low making shit up for reasons. She got a lawyer to take this case. I sure hope when this goes to trial that Laura insists on taking the stand. Honestly, 10 out of 10. Please. It's wild to me that she had the audacity to do and say all of this. It's scary to think what else she's capable of. Greg G noted how weird it was. Lo asked, what's your middle name on the first date? Oh, I've asked that. I don't know. I've asked that. Oh, what's your middle name? Huh. I've never used it against them. Oh, God. Boo, tomato, tomato. Let's see. She wants his money. What is Laura doing with all her free time right now? This literally took up all of her day. That is a great question. What is she doing? Watching our videos and pacing in the casita. Normal life, and she had how normal she was. Has he ever read these things? I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. I wonder if he's ever read these. Now, even now, after he's done with the case, has he ever gone back and read them and been like, you know what? I'm wrong. I am wrong. I am wrong. It's okay to be wrong. Why would she still want to be with him? I'm just too busy perpetuating fraud to get a real job. Oh, God. Let's see. The way she barters abortions is like she's talking about getting a wart removed is so insidious. She has literally no maternal emotion toward her supposed child. Right. Right. And even when she lost the babies and when she talks about it, there's no emotion. My aunt, her son is 25 years old, and I was talking to her about this, and she had vanishing twin syndrome. She had twins. They were through IVF, and one of them reabsorbed back into her body. And she knows that it's a girl. And when she talks about it now, and her son is 25 years old, she still gets emotional about it. So, you know when you're pissed and you write an email and then delete it instead of send? Laura never does it. Can you imagine what she doesn't send? What if there's just deleted drafts that we haven't had access to? Can you imagine? Oh my God. It's hard to beat a person who never gives up. Laura's innocent. Laura's innocent. Go to trial. I believe in you. Fend for herself. She wouldn't have any time for this BS. Her parents have raised a monster. She really does. It's crazy work how she can just think of the most unhinged stuff on the fly. You know what? She's creative. She is creative. Trial prep. Let's go. It's hilarious that you guys assume she isn't stalking new guys now. That's true. Sitting in the corner, turning the light on. Blink, blink. Blink, blink. The idea that these men wouldn't be interested in her is too much for her to comprehend. Even after putting these men through hell, she is offering a relationship as if they would go, sure, but she's important. She thinks she's important enough for these men to date her. You just don't understand how great I am. Legally proven to be read email. Ugh. Your poor aunt. That's so, yeah, it's sad. But also it just proves how much this sits with people, you know? For forever. She carries that forever. Oh, I'll play the shit out of Laura Owens. I got to have a better body. Maybe not. Maybe my diastasis will help me when I have to fake a pregnancy belly. Hold on. We're having thoughts. I could act. Please do a low episode. That would bring nightmares. Oh yeah, I wonder what her Amazon account is. Like, what's on there? What has she bought? What I wouldn't do to go through her and she's always saying stuff like, "This is good for me, but it will be really bad for you." I mean, who wouldn't want to date that? Who? Who? Not me. Not me. Letter to Circle Lighting. Okay, here. Yeah, maybe if she was somebody else, a live reenactment. Oh, God. Creative. Hi, Barbecue Queen. All right, here we go. More emails. Emails. What emails? All right.
Hi, Greg. I wanted to make sure that you got a chance to read that email I sent yesterday. I would still get a surgical, oh my fucking god. I would still get a surgical abortion this week and drop the case if you choose to pursue the relationship that you claim to want with me. Otherwise, if I don't hear back from you, yada yada, I will presume that you want me to move forward with the lawsuits and file for punitive damages and child support tomorrow. Yes, Laura, that's exactly what he wants. Like I wrote before, my attorney would be one of the top trial attorneys in the country.
Just so you know, if Laura ever reaches out to me, hi, Mary. I'm going straight to Omar. So, Omar, what's your rate? What's your hourly rate?
I am worried about serving you for those cases and have decided that the best route for the new lawsuits is to serve you at work, which I told you I wanted to avoid because I am such a good person. Why don't you understand how good of a person I am? In order to give you a heads up, here is a copy of the email I will be sending Circle Lighting. Hi, my name is Laura Owens, and I've had a process server try to serve Greg Gillespie 3 times with a lawsuit. While for that specific case, I will be able to serve him by alternative means, a sign on his home, I am pursuing other charges in civil and family court that I will need to have him served for. I'm not sure if he is still on partial leave for his COVID and wanted to confirm that it would be okay for my process server to serve him for the other cases at the showroom if he is back working there. I apologize for asking to do that, as I don't want to draw attention to this issue. But among other things, he is being asked to take accountability for paternity and child support and has evaded service at the home so far. I have also tried to email him from every email address I own, including more that I made up, and even more after that, and he has blocked each and every one to ignore this situation. By doing that, I have proven to the court that I have tried to serve him by every means possible, and with the exception of posting a sign on the door, I don't want to run into the same issue with the other 2 cases and then have them be delayed, you know what I mean? I hope you understand that I don't want to cause your company any inconveniences, and if he is still working at home because of having COVID, I will figure out another way to serve him. Thank you. All the best, Laura Owens. Please let me know what you choose. I have given you notice on everything and have planned to do done so far. I hope you choose to do what you said you wanted with me, and if that's the case, I will be the one to apologize. Laura.
I have to tell you that if I was the owner, I would copy and paste this to Greg, and I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck? Only if you could do it with the Laura Owens voice. Dude, if they find the moon bump, I don't know. I wonder if she has an extortion template. Hi, Critical. How are you? I had a vanishing twin pregnancy last year. My daughter had a dermoid on her temple removed with teeth and hair. The doc said it was possible the twin was absorbed by my daughter. Mary, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi barbecue. Hi Mary. We should have Laura Owens conviction block party after she's sentenced with karaoke contest singing Megan song. Let's go. Let's go. I will immediately go live and put the email in the trash folder without reading it and then end the live stream. I told you I'm making shirts. All right, my eyes need to stay open like this. Super Twins activate. Her not want to draw attention. Right. You don't charge people for civil and family court cases. Yeah, I'd go to a party. Let's go. All the best. Apparently, AZ did ban abortions on genetic abnormality, but the courts struck it down as in violation of the state constitution. So Laura wasn't lying about that one. Oh, all right. Didn't she also reach out to his place of work because she was worried her dad got COVID and wanted to see point of contact, which she thought was Greg? A lot of states banned it after they banned abortion in general. We were talking about, because she said just for abnormalities. When the local police did the FBI wellness check, her mom disappeared a long time to go get her. I think they were trying to figure out if she should put the moon bump on or not. Oh, I haven't seen that one. I have not seen that one. All the best. Oh, God. Poor Greg. I just hope Greg, through all this, had some sort of sense of humor and he's reading these and laughing. Or he reads them now. I'm going to start reading them at campfires as scary stories.
Hi, Greg. Me again. Even though you texted me about wanting to get together tomorrow, your lack of response 4 hours. Even though you gave me exactly what I wanted, you then didn't respond for hours after that, even though I got a response. But, even though you give me what I want, it doesn't matter because I'm still going to make your life hell. Your lack of response for hours after many questions from me clearly indicates that you don't want to have the relationship that you claimed that you want so badly before you pushed me to take the abortion pills. You see, I was specific in my last email to only contact me if you wanted to have that with me. I'm not sure why you would have written to me just to meet up and discuss things, but I feel like I'm being played. I feel like I'm being played, ghosted, and disrespected again. And that makes me even more angry than I was before. I don't get it. And I don't deserve it. I told you that this was simple. Either you stand behind what you claim, that you wanted, and you're in this, or you don't and you're not. The texts show that I gave you even more opportunities that I hadn't even remembered to have a discussion about this. And for you to bow out, but you chose to not even have those with me because you were so certain of what you wanted. You're getting sued because you lied at the expense of harming me and your own flesh and blood to get what you wanted. Not because you wanted a relationship with me like you said. Every single time I asked if you were sure, you kept telling me that I was the one who kept changing my mind and that you were steadfast in your feelings for me wanting something serious. And then you make fun of me and you call me crazy for believing you. The position we're in is not my fault. And the last place that I wanted to be in right now. I don't need to be with someone who doesn't want to be with me or who is with me for short term to prevent a lawsuit but hates and resents me. only to crush me again and laugh at me for being stupid and crazy enough to think that you wanted to be with me after filing a lawsuit against you. You have no one to be angry with other than yourself for this. And if you read back your text to me, it comes off like I was crazy not to believe you. I could care less about getting your money. I've decided that I would donate all of it to Planned Parenthood only on a Sunday when they're not open, in hopes of giving patients full-on counseling sessions, which they can already get, before getting pills or having surgery. That would be a huge step up from the current questions they ask to see if there is a coercive dynamic in a relationship. Maybe the purpose of me going through this is to raise awareness for that. Who knows? Regardless, I have no reason to hold off on sending the letter to your company to try to reach you, since you are unresponsive 99% of the time. 99,100,000% of the time. Once they respond about whether or not you're going into the office because of COVID, I can ask whoever in the company responds if one of your local coworkers can just print out the documents and serve you in person. Anyone can except for me. And at least I would know that they went to the right place and you got them. That was a suggestion from my process server, and I think that might be easiest. I will also officially hire my attorney tomorrow as well for the punitive lawsuit. So wait.
You're getting all this advice from a lawyer for free and you haven't even hired them yet? In what world? In what world?
I'm not a bitch for doing this. I'm just like a bitch in general. Nor am I worth hating or resenting. Girl, are you sure? If anything, I couldn't have made a more selfless decision or a bigger sacrifice in the world for you, and you chose to portray me as crazy and disgusting less than 24 hours after you told me that you promised you would support me, not leave me, and how much you wanted to have a great future with me. Again, I am offering to keep my word with you, make the same sacrifice for you, and have a surgical abortion which carries its own risks for my own health, and drop all of this if you just stick to what you said. If not, I will proceed with the pregnancy. I haven't changed my mind. You know how I felt. Today's text proved to me that I would not be smart to trust you and your word. I don't want you to grudgingly pretend to have a relationship with me when you don't like me just to avoid all of this. If your intentions with me were to bail on me after the abortion, you should take responsibility for the repercussions they have caused and own up to it in court. I would respect you for more than that. If you pretend you want to be with me, wait, I would respect you more for that than if you pretended to want to be with me and then exploded later on. Do not contact me if you don't really want a relationship with me. You wouldn't be doing me a favor if you don't really want one. I shouldn't have given you a single opportunity to redeem your actions, yet I've given you more than I can count. I don't want to be treated with the total coldness and resentment that you showed me when I came over the last time. And if you aren't and can't still be the same man that I made the gut feeling decision to have an abortion for, I have no desire to be with you. If you're still that great guy at heart and have had anxiety over this, I can move forward. You can call me a psychopath for wanting a serious relationship, but you claimed you wanted that too. And I have many texts that prove it. If you still do, let me know. If you're gonna ghost me again and don't feel that I'm the one you want to do this with the right way, leave me alone. And I'll move full steam ahead with this. Laura.
Oh boy. I have to say, I it's easy to channel her craziness. Oh my God. Reason for the abortion, so she's still wrong. We are still awaiting proof of her contacting the New Jersey police. Some people were speculating that Lo gave birth at home and buried the babies. I know, insane, but since Lo and her mom read everything online, they may have worried about it. Well, where are the babies? I don't know where the babies are. I cannot imagine the nightmare she would be if she actually had a real baby. Bacon Bears, oh my God, listening to you that fast in this voice is epic. I want to have a new series of live events where we can make up different endings, like choose your own adventure. She really can't comprehend what it would look like to work full time and not be able to respond for a few hours. Right. Greg was the snarkiest. We'll get there. I'm so excited. Makes this word salad so funny. Good morning. Laura's Darla Dimple from Cats Don't Dance. Oh my God, I love that. Oh, hold on a second. I think my dog made her way back into the house because she can open doors. Pardon me. All right. Sorry. My dog can open doors and let herself in. Date me. No. I'm pregnant, so date me. No. I'll abort. Date me. No. I'm suing you, so date me. She's like someone asking for $5, gets denied, and then asks for 100. You know what? How are you going to get what you want if you don't ask for it? Okay? I'm about to make my teen move into a den in the backyard. Look at how into bacon this is. I know. I channel her. I channel who I think she would be. My son turns 13. Wouldn't reach out to his attorney and said they didn't represent her. They got pissed. Imagine writing these knowing you're not even pregnant. Honestly, I think that's what makes it so interesting, right? Like, it's just so, why are you doing this? 99% sure mine got a tattoo in the 10th grade, but I haven't been able to trip him up and admit it. The process server gave up because Lo hid in the casino. So why does she get out of it? Well, I guess he would serve her at her job if she had one. I'm a good person and can make your life better. I'm not a bitch. Why aren't you the man that I thought you were in my imagination? I'm perfect, and anyone would be lucky to be with me. I am selfless. Yes. And get enraged every time. Greg should sell his story to Netflix. Oh, I'd watch it. The demon voice is so Darth Vader on this game. Darth Laura. Let's see. Non-scientific study. I think Laura and Jan shared Google Drive folder called Threats. Really? I have to watch that live. I think Greg has reasons not to trust the court to make the right call. Clayton was the only one to eventually have a good outcome. The other two failed so bad. She's right. The repetitiveness, it gets old. It's so old. Yeah. Made her swallow the pills. I'm super impressed at Danielle, Mike's wife, and her dedication to getting Laura locked up. I want to be her friend. I would love to talk to her, honestly. I think she'd be wonderful to talk to just about this perspective. And also, too, like, I'm very much a person. You don't fuck with my husband. You can fuck with me all you want. I have patience. I love confrontation. Do not fuck with my husband. Got the ball rolling on connecting the guys. I hope this goes to trial. Imagine how fun it would be to be on a jury. Yeah, but you wouldn't know everything that we know because you can only, as a juror, you can only know what's admissible in court. Joanne's students with her. He had no idea just how destructive the woman he was dealing with was. I pray they stream it. I feel like all of this is actually happening because of Ashley. Yeah, I'd like to talk to her too. And we helped push it. You say interesting when you really mean insane. Yeah. But fascinating. It's fascinating to me how this brain works. Like, what's in there? What kind of little pinto beans you got rattling around in there? I just feel like there's some little Mexican jumping beans that are just jingling around in there. I want to know what's going on. Okay, so this is from Uncle Joe, or to Uncle Joe. And Greg Gillespie. Is that it? Tomorrow's the deadline. I know. If, you know what, depending on what the outcome is, maybe I'll try to go live, like on my phone or something. Have you ever read the suicidal note Laura wrote to Jan? No, not yet. Haven't gotten that far. You're doing a great job covering this, and this investigation report is so enlightening. You're doing a great job. Robert, thank you. Robert, are you Hey Rob? Oh, boy, I'm going to talk to you. I have some thoughts. You may not like them. I have some thoughts and opinions, but I do really want to talk to you if you're ever interested. Or you can. I don't know if you can. You're a rising star. All thanks to you. All thanks to you guys, for sure. I would bet my arm. But yeah. Anyways. All right, let's get back. Uncle Joe. Here we go. Uncle Joe.
Hi, Uncle Joe. First of all, I hope you had a great weekend and that the smoke didn't get as bad on the peninsula as you thought it would. I miss our dinners and I hope you get out here soon, although I've yet to find another husband or house of prime rib, so lower your standards for now. Oh, wait, is this where you guys are getting the house of prime rib from? Oh, hey Rob, look at us, connecting.
Rob, honestly, if you're ever open to talking, I would be interested.
Again, thank you so much for the enormous help that you've been in this sad situation that I have put myself in. That I'm in. Here's where I'm at. After many emails I heard from Greg this morning, I wanted to discuss things tomorrow at 7 p.m. I was surprised, but certainly wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, since all I have wanted is for him to keep his word. Since his initial message, I have sent more messages that I know he has read, and they have been left unresponded to. As much as I want to give him more and more chances because I'm such a good person, I don't think he wants them. Which means he doesn't want me, which makes me mad. Yeah. Very mad. Anyways, I think the best call is to pursue alternative service and try to get him twice, right? Once by posting on his house door, and the other by calling his company and finding a coworker to serve him, because honestly, the embarrassment would be chef's kiss. And that's what I'm here for, to humiliate these men into the ground. I think you're right that you would be better at making those phone calls than me. I texted you the coworkers who we could ask to serve. How the fuck do you know who his coworkers are? Good Lord. Hi, Jumping Fox. Once that happens, we can file for punitive damages like you recommend. I really do stand firm in saying under $100,000 in punitive damages, but I guess it also depends on the damages to the child, although wouldn't that also be covered in family court? I will think about what you said about trying to go for a settlement straight out of the box. I don't want to play this nasty. Honestly, I just wish this never happened and we could just be happy like we said we could be. Here's hoping he proves us wrong. I'm giving him one more change. Love, Laura.
Ay, ay, ay. Blup, 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 blup. House of Prime Rib. Robin Bacon next. She's using a deep voice. How interesting is that? Laura used to take Mike to the House of Prime Rib. Her parents liked the place. Oh. That's why they filed for bankruptcy. House of Prime Rib. What? That's where we go. If she gets convicted, we all go to House of Prime Rib. That's where we go. I'm buying. Uh-oh, my chat froze. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Greg, is that you? Why can't I quit, you low? Laura never talked to Kachet about all this bull until Omar got involved with Mike's case. She's such a lying liar who lies. How crazy is it? She's impersonating these people and just emailing herself back and forth. I just imagine her on like a little laptop with her feet kicked up in bed, like, no lawyer would deal with this shit unless there was a $1 million retainer. Boo, tomato, tomato. Bye, Chris. Sorry, very behind, but Rosa Diaz. 274 days. That's when you can talk about it? Damn it. I'll wait. I'm a patient bitch, Rob. Imagine being Laura and pretending to write an email to an old man about a random dude you don't know who came on your back. Laura. I think we were one Uncle Joe emails that the unredacted version shows Joe's email and a Gmail address. Totally made up by her. She did email his work and his coworker, just forwarded to Greg. Like, what the fuck? Imagine being Laura, so pathetic nobody actually writes to you, so you just make up both sides of the conversation. R.E. Laura Owens pregnancy. LOL. Is that what it is? Is that what it says? Wait. Oh, no, you're just making that up. I'm like, wait, what? What did I miss? House of Prime Rib. Let's go. The witness list is wild. I haven't read it yet. Hi, text packet. All right. Let's see. What do we have? Importance. High. Oh, God, it is Laura Owens' pregnancy. Months in advance. All right. We'll have to make them right now. How many people are in chat? Oh, hey. Oh, boy. Hi. House of Prime Rib. I need a reservation for 269 people. Can you do that? Anyways. That's literally first class flight somewhere. Let's go. It's on me because we're all getting famous off the back of Laura Owens. The fact that she's pushing the can only be yours makes me sus. Aloha is good or just overrated. Let's see. We can always chat offline and I can share with you what I can share with you and we could go from there. Or you can trust me because I'm not a crazy person and you could share everything with me and I won't tell anybody. Or you can give me all the tea, girl, and I won't tell nobody. Do you think she keeps a journal? Yeah. Of course she does. Dear Diary, it's me, Laura Owens, again. I woke up and chose hate. Which man should we destroy today, diary? Oh, God. Anyways. Okay. Hey, Laura. Oh, is that an M dash? You leave Laura alone. No! Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. First it was
fake Laura Owens.
now it's fake Jan Black. Oh, God. You leave Laura alone. Leave Laura alone. Going out to eat is going to be a lot. Maybe they'll sponsor us. Very dramatic. No more drama. You leave my baby alone. She was assaulted in Hoboken. A Lisa Frank journal. Oh, I want more commentary from Laura's chain-smoking elderly chihuahua. Ronald, somebody's at the door again. I'm just trying to watch my stories. Agent 001 is in the chat. I gotta change my pants. Laura can't read, though. Oh. Sorry, will you be FaceTiming from your hot tub? Yeah. When is the dinner to free my schedule? When she goes to prison. So August. It'll be in August is when we'll go. Anyways. Good Lord. What a time to be alive. The fake Owens franchise is growing. I don't know why all these internet content creators make so much content about her. Don't they realize my poor baby's just a silly little victim? Laura M. ChatGPT. What's the update? I'm ready to get started on this second you give me the go-ahead. As much as you want this guy to be exactly the man he's told you that he is, I'm not convinced that he is. I'm always here for you and the whole Owens family. Whenever you need me, and if you want me to go after this guy, I will make this case a top priority. Shh. Shh. Because I really feel for you right now. Allison sent me over a retention agreement and medical files, and every test that came into our office matched what you said. You have an easy, open and shut case. This guy has nothing going his way here, and I think he could provide for a real landmark case regarding abortion coercion. And he does. He does, actually. Not in the way you want it to. However, I know this may be very needy, and we could make this a public interest story with the snap of a finger. However, in your interest, we could also just follow for judgment immediately so that you could start receiving money immediately. Remember, any man would feel like the luckiest man alive to have you by his side. You were polite, kind, and thoughtful. You was smart. You was brave. You was important as a little girl, and those qualities got even better as you got older. Regardless of what happens, I am by your side. Uncle, smiley face, Joseph Cotchett. I'm a 70-year-old man who says shh in an email. I've never even said that in a text. Laura uses my password journal from the 90s. Only on a Sunday when they aren't open. Oh, woo. Back live again. Powers attorney's just waiting for Laura's go ahead. I want Joe to testify about this email, please. The joke's on us. He actually wrote it. I had the pleasure of working 20 years with an Asperger's engineer. He never lied. He was so pleasant. And I got upset how she blames autism for her sociopathy, which I bet she was diagnosed before. Yeah, blaming autism for bad behavior pisses me the fuck off. Does anyone know if Laura actually received a college degree? The major she claims to have is kind of selective at the school she claims to have attended. I don't know about that. If she's having fictional conversations with ChatGPT to impersonate other people. Let's see. Since when did attorneys do a shit ton of work before the retainer? Honestly. Why did I say it like honest? Honestly, I can't read anymore. Yeah, he wrote this. Jan reminds me of Roz. That's where we got it. I don't know why I say Hoboken. Hoboken. Hi, Karen. To the fake JB account now. Others went to the house of prime rib. I want to go there. We'll be lucky to have low. Who's volunteering? Me. Oh, how fucking embarrassing she had to write those great traits about herself and pretending to be someone else. Ugh. She went to Penn State. Ugh. She did more than me. Sent on behalf of Joe Cotchett, R.E., Laura Owens pregnancy. Laura M. Please see below. Joe's secretary informed me that we had actually received the medical authorizations from you. Thank you. Everything you told us about pregnancy tests, ultrasounds, aligned with the timing you provided us. This speaks ChatGPT, especially because she doesn't naturally use M dashes in her writing. This speaks ChatGPT. There were no past or present pregnancies on your record, and the 3 obstetricians you saw felt that pregnancy was very consistent with intercourse that took place between June 30th and July 1st. But seeing as you see doctors that are an absolute... What happened to my screen? Greg? Greg? There were no past pregnancies on your record. Oh, and nobody can tell when she was pregnant because all these doctors are the worst doctors. What kind of doctors y'all got in Arizona? They have also said that the abortion pills will play a big role in your child's development. It must feel like you have the weight of the world on you, but I have no doubt that the jury will sympathize with your situation. There is no jury. It's up to the judge. What? There's no jury. There's a joke there. Oh, God. I should get a restraining order. Against who? Honestly, if she got a restraining order against me, I would sign it. Keep her 100 feet away from me. Oh, that's for sure. Anyways, to Greg Gillespie. This is from Laura? Oh, yeah, from Laura Owens. To Greg. Subject, this case. Mrs. Bauman. All right. Oh, I got to go in 15 minutes.
Miss Bauman, I want to be clear that the reason I am filing this specific case against Mr. Gillespie is because he coerced me into taking abortion pills and the personal damages I have suffered as a result of it. I'm planning on filing a separate case this week through the family law court. I would of course be willing to have a prenatal paternity test done at ARC Labs when I am able to, which they say is when the pregnancy is at least 9 weeks along. Oh my God.
This hasn't been 9 weeks. I feel like this has been 84 years.
The only 2 times I've had sex since February of 2020 were with Mr. Gillespie on June 30th and July 1st. There's no question that my pregnancy was as a result of intercourse with him. And I would be happy to prove that. In fact, I asked him in writing many times if he would do that. I just want to make sure that we keep these separate. Regardless of whether or not the pregnancy had survived because of the abortion at Mr. Gillespie's coercion, the result would be extremely damaging, either resulting in no child when I was clear that I wanted to proceed with the pregnancy on my own if not for his pressure in my life, or one likely compromised child, and possibly a second that did not survive as a result of his pressure tactics. Quite frankly, I don't see how either would work in his favor. I will be amending the current lawsuit for the additional punitive damages of $75,000 and would never waste my time and energy filing a lawsuit were it not for the fact that his actions were not only morally and ethically wrong, but they destroyed lives. He was very clear on the impact that this would have on me, and if we were to leave after the abortion, and it is all documented. I have spoken informally today with the attorney who I plan to represent me, and he was concerned about the motives behind Mr. Gillespie's messages yesterday. He said that I had been very clear in my messages to him that I did not want him to contact me unless he wanted to maintain the promises that he made me in order to get me to have an abortion. He said that he thought that it was odd that Mr. Gillespie would have asked me to meet up, responded to my statement that I did not want to get together for any reason other than what I had written to him, and then responded to the dates. This is from Laura to Greg.
But she says Miss Bauman, so I assume she's, whoever this is, she's writing this. This is August 23rd of 2021. So this email she's forwarding to Greg to show him that she's writing to whoever this is. I feel haunted.
He said that it was odd that Mr. Gillespie would have asked to meet up, responded to my statement that I did not want to get together for any other reason than what I had written to him, and then responded with a time, only never to follow up with where or why. He had clearly hired your firm's services at this point, and based on his lack of response, did not want to resolve this privately. So it seems probable that he wanted to lure me into a dangerous situation. This isn't unrealistic of me to think, given the many threatening and intimidating texts he has sent me to get me to take abortion pills in my complaint, and his strong desire to not have a bastard child. I also have legally admissible evidence of him telling me the night after I took the pills that if he were to see me, he would call the cops and have them take care of me if he hadn't already done it himself. The attorney is worried for my personal safety because he believes Mr. Gillespie will stop at nothing to ensure that this child is not born. Please consider the situation that I was in. It is beyond cruel to coerce someone into getting an abortion and then the day after call them a psychopath for believing that a relationship with me was what he wanted, block them on every form of social media, and then say that if they were to be contacted, they would take these sorts of extreme actions? He also told me for days how sick he was with COVID and had me walk into a trap. He complained early one evening that he felt terrible, then was unresponsive. I kept asking him if he was okay and that I wondered if I should come by to make sure that he was okay with a mask. My dad is very compromised and I don't want him to get sick. Then why the fuck did you go over there? Around 11 a.m. I decided to come by there on my way home from the gym, which was 3 minutes away. He didn't respond to repeated knocks on the door and I didn't know what to do. I've checked on people before, but they have always been okay, and honestly, I had no idea what a person is supposed to do if they suspect otherwise. I didn't know if I should call 911 or what, but it was a very helpless situation. I stayed for 20 or 30 minutes, and then I got a text from him as I was driving out saying that he was sleeping and asked me why I would come by. Also, if he never answered and you stayed there for 20 or 30 minutes and you were worried about his safety, why would you not call 911? Oh, that's right, because you only call if it's about content creators making content about you. I forgot. I explained that since he had COVID badly and did not respond to messages, I thought he might be dead. He responded by saying that people don't die from COVID. Unbeknownst to me, he was there the whole time and had snapped a photo of me at the door, clearly clueless as to what to do. The day after the abortion, he said he could file harassment charges for me being at his door. I walked into a trap. I'm unsure what his intentions are with me, but he seems to be calculated in his actions. Unfortunately, there's no evidence or indication that Mr. Gillespie meant to keep his word. I never have wanted to be wrong more so than I do now. I most certainly did not force him into a relationship or to love me. Because I can't, because he has thoughts of his own and he doesn't want to love me, and it's fucking annoying. I told him many times that I thought he didn't like me or even hated me, and he said I was just talking in circles, which I do, and that he had been consistent in his decision to be with me. If he didn't like me, he could have just let me make my own choice. I told him that I was more than fine with that. If he had to pay child support down the line, he could have been a man, paid it, and avoided me. That could have been fine. He knew my strong desire to keep the pregnancy because of my faith and clearly acted with an evil, selfish mind to get me to do what he wanted at any and all costs. I didn't force him into a relationship, but he did force me to take medical abortion pills. If my legal counsel was correct in thinking that Mr. Gillespie's text message sent yesterday regarding meeting up for tonight was malicious, intending to cause physical harm or emotional abuse, please let me know. I would love nothing more than for him to be the man who I thought he was and blame his actions on a breakdown because of COVID and stress. If he chooses to stand behind his words, I will file to dismiss with prejudice all charges related to this case, and not file the criminal and family law cases. He can contact me directly if that's the case, and we can move forward. I'm very clear of my motives and stance. This has nothing to do with money and everything to do with being a man of integrity. And I am asking him to do, and all I'm asking him to do is keep his word. If he does that, everything will be dropped. However, it seems to me that he did whatever he could to get me to have an abortion and say whatever he wanted to hear in order to get me to do that. Doesn't seem like a good idea for him to enter this case trying to defend himself when there is so much evidence that he lied. If indeed his intentions were at best cruel and manipulative, at worst dangerous, then I would like to know how he can be served for the other cases that would presumably not be handled by your firm. I am sending a copy of this to get that information regarding other cases without contacting him privately. My process server said that Greg was home each time he tried to serve, and I won't go through the same fruitless process again to serve additional lawsuits. I would appreciate an address that would be best to serve him at. I hope that he is who he claimed to be at the start of this process and not who he seems to be now. I will leave it up to him to decide how he wants to move forward, and if he was lying so elaborately that he could take a $120,000 lawsuit, a criminal case for domestic violence, a family law case to establish paternity, and a child support, and resulting legal fees, over being a man of his word. If he's going to stand behind that lie, I would like to know his intentions behind texting me yesterday. He can contact me if he thinks regarding a decision regarding a relationship and he would like to be a part of the pregnancy decisions going forward. All the best. Alright, so
blah 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 blah. All right, let me read some chats here because I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes to go get my kiddos. Let me go ahead and go here, and let me go back so we can read, because I know I miss a lot of chat and I want to make sure I get all of them. Like a New Jersey Jan. She doctor shops. I can't watch this at work anymore. I keep screaming. I read this one yesterday. My brain nearly imploded. Has anyone looked up that case number? Bacon Bears, if you want to see a masterclass in deflection and attack, email Gingras and ask if he'll come on a broadcast to discuss his various criminal charges. Ew. I would rather shove glass in my eyes. Bacon should get a preemptive restraining order because it's coming. Can't wait to get caught up later. Finish with moi. Check the dates and start the email chain. The length of these emails. I'd read 3 sentences and think, yeah, no worries. I like sleep. I get it. Boo, tomato, tomato. Who is this email sent to? We did that. I don't know. My LMP with my youngest was never asked when I had sex. They just sent me for the ultrasound. Also, too, they just asked, like, when was the date of your last cycle? I feel haunted. I only suggest Gingras because he won't take an invitation if someone says they're going to ask about his past. Yeah, I would also just bring it up, and I'd be like, I do not respect men like you. Sorry. Running equipment. Love the evil bacon voice. Sage smudge, anyone? All these emails were in a matter of a few days of each other. That's crazy. I think DG would just want to present his narrative, but not be questioned. Yeah, he wouldn't get that here. Would not get that here. Everyone following this case will need to smudge. Gingras was abusive to multiple people and will gladly take the opportunity to be platformed and is condescending. The girl who comes out of the TV in the ring should play Laura. What am I in Game of Thrones? Are we summoning Candyman? I doubt it was because of having a bastard child, more a child with Laura. It's funny, the voice is totally normal to me. Now it belongs here, just listening to Megan's musical in the car. Weird that Greg was happy to have a child with a sane person. Right. I believe Jan taught her girls how to lock in a rich man so the girls have money. Dear Lord, Sage for all. She actually coerced her own abortion, if you think about it. She coerced so hard, she coerced herself. Oh, what an Uno reverse. What an Uno reverse. Let me see. Where did I leave off at? Let's see. His intention is no intention. Unsure of his intentions. Yeah. It's Miss Bauman. So are we allowed to say COVID now? I don't know, I guess, right? Slight sounds of chimes, ominous. It's crazy. Right. Bauman worked at Woodnick Law. These emails are violently long. I think she might just do like speak to text and she just talks. Does anyone else see an extortion pattern as she did with Clayton? What? A pattern of behavior. Me and my sage cloud. She was trying to do the same thing. The power of Christ compels you. The power doesn't compel me. Oh God. To be coerced into abortion. That's the other thing. Like, if you didn't actually have the abortion, how were you coerced into abortion? Exhausting. It's all exhausting. Why would Greg's lawyer help or hurt him? What do you mean? She's taken away. Yes. Resources. He was home, but I didn't serve him. Right. Also, do they report back to you? I don't know. I've never served anyone with papers. She has made a mockery of the courts. I suppose glass in the eyes is less painful than Gingras gaslighting. I'm glad you don't want to get him on, because actually giving him a platform exactly what he wants from all of this. Here's the thing, and I've said this before. I would give these people an opportunity to rebuttal, but you also need to answer the questions that I have for you. And my question for Gingras would be like, hey, did you fuck a 16-year-old girl? Because I have a 17-year-old sister. Let's talk about that. What does that have to do with this case? It has to do with me, what I think about your character. That's what it has to do with. Hey, thanks for the breadsticks.
Gotta go. Need a
Fake
cigarette
Jam Black,
break.
where are you?
Hashtag
Gotta
leave
go.
Laura alone.
Need a cigarette break. Hashtag leave Laura alone. Oh my God. She's crazy enough to sue herself. I have to do more research on that. Top 5 crazy pants moment in this case. She'll never stop. I wonder if there will ever be a lawsuit between the two of them. There's been many opportunities thus far. The power of Dave compels you. The power of what was his name? Does it? What was his name? He's like, does it, John? It's not John, though. He's like, does it? Does it compel me? Whoa, 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 whoa. Bastard Child Female Company sounds like Jan wrote it. That's a good point. That's a good point. I need the whoa, whoa, whoa sound on here. What's he over under? Don't forget to turn in your paperwork. Isn't she in Cali right now when she should be making a plea deal decision? Maybe she's praying on it. Process servers don't declare that someone was home and did not serve them. Interesting. Jay, right. Does it, Jay? Does it compel me? Is it compelling? Does it, Jay? Oh, congrats to Sissy for her future paid aspirations. So damn cool. Who, me? My future. Are we manifesting? Let's manifest. All right, friends, I got to go pick up my kids because I'm a mom with real children who exist in the real world. But you'll never be able to get me to prove it. You guys are the best. If you are not already subscribed and you are new here, please consider doing so. We have members only Discord, which is for tier 2 and up. I go live now every day because this is what I do. I go live, but I will not be live tomorrow or Friday because my kids are home and I always have to mom first. So with all of that being said, I thank you guys all for being here with me, for being here for me, for manifesting. Her scholarship stuff. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. You guys are the best. Let's clap. All hail Dave. Get a library card. All praise be to Dave, our Lord and Savior. Boop, 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 boop. See ya.